Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here. It's 3 o'clock p.m. on September 12th, 2023 in downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It is 15 degrees outside on a cloudy day in the city. In this video, I walk for 1.4 kilometers starting at Burrard SkyTrain station, then stroll northeast on Melville, southwest on Thurlow, and northwest on Davie, ending my trek in the Davie village by the TransLink bus stop at Davie in Pew. To support the channel, click the heart icon to send me a super thanks. For updates, follow me on Instagram at jforestwood. And if you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, share it, and subscribe. Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here, just walking out of Burrard Station. Here in what is technically the west end of Vancouver. When you're on the station side of the street, you are in Burrard, or are in the west end. And we're heading up to Melville Street here. In the springtime, this area is full of cherry blossoms. And they go on for quite some time because it's a mix of different cherry trees. This would be the Melville Street exit. And this would be Melville Street right here. But what happens here is really interesting. Right at this intersection here, this is where Dunsmuir ends. And then it just continues on as Melville over here. So we'll continue on Melville Street. It is currently 2:56 in the afternoon. You can see it's a cloudy day today. There is supposed to be some rain in the sky, but it's so minimal that whatever is falling is just drying as it hits the ground. And this is fairly typical for early fall weather. Of course, it is the summer for another 10 or so days. This would be Thurlow Street over here.
You know, we changed the count number? I didn't know.
And even though we're technically in the west end right now, this part is still often considered by local Vancouverites and local mainlanders in the Metro Vancouver area, still part of downtown Vancouver. So just something to keep in mind if someone says, hey, you know, I'm going to go to meet you at the 49th parallel in downtown Vancouver. Doesn't hurt to ask, is that the 49th parallel over at West Georgia and Thurlow? Yeah, if they say yeah, then you're good to go. So this would be the intersection of Thurlow and West Georgia. And we'll cross the street here.
They'll just keep you emailing you.
Thurlow Street in the West End intersects some very interesting streets, including Melville Street. Also intersects Alberni over here, where there's many high-end stores, including the Burberry we're walking past. And then it also goes through the Robson area, through a residential section over to the Davie Village. So very interesting street to walk along. This will be Alberni Street that we're on right now. This will be the intersection of Alberni and Thurlow. And then you can continue on Thurlow all the way down to pretty much the waterfront. And Sunset Beach, that is located along False Creek. Looks like some of those folks picked up some Ying Fang and bubble tea. One of my favorite bubble tea brands here in the city. Though I'm growing accustomed to UBC's one brand. Hey, thanks. She was just talking about cool camera. Vancouver are not shy of the camera. And right now they're more concerned about rain than anything else. Because every once in a while, even though we have this light rain, and it's pretty typical, once in a while you get a random dump. And that can put a little damper on everyone's spirits. And you can see it's not slowing down Vancouverites. If there was a sign of rain in Toronto, oh man, you'd see the streets start to vacate. People would stay inside. Totally different ballgame. Looks like tourists. They're pointing all over the place. Yeah, welcome to Vancouver, tourists, and please spend lots of money because we'll take it. And we'll definitely show you a good time. Passing local Tank Mart, so you can get like different snacks that you wouldn't necessarily find all over the city. Especially if you're coming from another country, you can pop in there, and generally they have a lot of the big brands. Not all of them though. Some magic masala chips. Most likely you can find that at Dankmark. Looks like it's our turn to go. So we're crossing Harrow Street. Harrow ends over here, and I believe it turns into Smythe, but it does end and turns into something. Smythe is what I recollect. So keep walking here on Thurlow. And when we come up to the next intersection, we'll be over at Nelson. And over there will also be by Nelson Park, which is a big park in the area, just behind the hospital. Great place to get out, especially if you're stuck in the hospital for a few days. Easy to get to, and plenty of benches. Oh, we might need another street before we get to Nelson. This would be Barclay. Yeah, that was one street off. It's Barclay first, and then Nelson. One thing, if you're in Vancouver, and you're either spending quite a bit of time here, or you live here, you get used to walking up and down hills, especially in and around the downtown, but all over as well. But if you're new to the area, or if you're just a tourist, then just take it easy when you're climbing up the hills, just so you don't tire yourself out. Usually there's benches along the way, so you can take a break if you need to. There's a nice West End sign right on that pole there. Cool. And here's Nelson Street. So we've gotten to it. And over here, of course, you can find Nelson Park. Go across here. Here's Nelson Park as we continue down Thurlow. Nice chill spot to just hang out. We'll keep walking here along Thurlow. In the background though, we do have St. Paul's Hospital, and this would be St. Paul's Hospital right here. 2 clicks and we're back down. That's one of the major hospitals in the downtown core. Vancouver General, of course, our other major hospital, is across the way in Westside Vancouver, over between Cambie Street and Oak Street on West 12th. Looks like some people are moving. Wow, they got a lot of bags. If they got them out, they'll probably manage to continue. There's a lot of students moving out and students moving in. And of course with that, everyone else who got caught up in the moving cycles and waves that happen in the fall in September, as well as April and May. And that is something to consider if you're moving here. There's usually more spaces if you come in around March or April, but especially March, if students are saying, hey, I'm going to move out and I'm going to move home. And oftentimes on the west side, that's when you can find some really good rental opportunities, but also on the east side and into Burnaby, because our 2 major universities are in Burnaby, and that would be Simon Fraser University, and our other major Metro Vancouver university would be UBC, which is on the far west side of Vancouver in its own neighborhood called UBC. And of course the neighborhood right next to that's West Point Grey, and a little further east would be Kitsilano. Here we are in the Davie Village. I'll walk out the street here in Davie Village for you. So you can check it out. Davie Village is full of a whole bunch of different restaurants and also services as well. So hair salons, There's a Home Hardware here, which is your hardware store. It's also the location of the 24-hour Shoppers Drug Mart.
Do you need help, sir?
No, I don't.
If you do, let me know.
And then there's Gurkha over here. It's a nice Himalayan kitchen, as well as Momo Factory. Right on over here. It always reminds me of one time when I came across a paper in university that not only talked about malevolent helping people to hurt them, but benevolent help. Helping people to try to help them, but it actually hurts them. And that's often very interesting. It's been the intersection of Butte and Davie Street. Oh, across the street here. And from here I'm going to catch the bus probably down to Demon. So anyways folks, thanks for coming along. Just remember to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Have a good day.